How many times you tried to go to official Magento documentation and search for answers you have while doing Magento 2 development? Or whether you tried to go to random blog posts related to Magento best practices and find something that, for example, how to upload image in Magento 2 using image uploader. If official Magento documentation provides you a sample of code that is related to configuration of image uploader field without actually showing the process from start to end. In this video, we are going to finish our image uploader feature for blog post entity, and we are going to create additional database column. We will generate db schema whitelist.json file to list all our columns, including our new featured image column. We're also going to update our post save controller in order to include save operation of a featured image. And also we are going to update our data provider for a UI form. So this image that we've stored in a database is going to be rendered in a UI form. My name is Pronko, and if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe, because I see in my analytics that only 15% of audience is subscribed, so it would make a world to me if you will subscribe to my channel. As you remember, in a previous video we've added configuration for featured image in UI form. It renders, and we also added save logic for featured image, so this image or file is stored physically on our server. It's not enough, obviously, and for us to finish this implementation, we have to perform few steps, like adding a database column, processing data from a UI form in an action controller, and passing it to a post entity, and then extra third step in order to finish our implementation of image uploader feature. We need to modify data provider class that is responsible for preparing data that is loaded from a database table for our UI form. So first of all, let's go ahead and open db schema.xml, and here we are going to add a new column. It's going to be called featured image. I will copy URL key because we need a varchar and length 255. So here we have featured image and a comment featured image. In order to make these changes happen, we have to run a CLI command bin magento setup upgrade. And if we will check phpMyAdmin, we can notice that we have additional featured image column added. The next step would be to generate db schema whitelist.json file that is going to be located in our extension in the etc directory. In order to do this, we have to run a command called bin magento and setup db declaration generate whitelist, and we have to provide a name of a module. In our case, module name is MageMastery blog. And in the etc directory, we can notice that a new file, JSON file, is created with columns and constraints that are related to our module. And this is a table MageMastery blog post. So this file is still, as of 2.4, Magento 2.4.4 or .5 version, still has to be present in Magento 2 module in case there are some db schema.xml files and tables created. This helps Magento to find out what columns and what tables can be modified, like deleting columns from a table or modifying schema of a table and so on. So make sure to generate this file. We generated it for our module. Now you know how to generate it, and we can safely push these changes to our remote repository. I'm not going to go deeply into explaining db schema whitelist because I have a separate dedicated video for this declarative schema feature for Magento 2. So make sure to check that video and go back once you will be happy with the answers. The next step would be to modify action controller, and let's go ahead and open save.php class. And here we have data that is passed from UI form. And before setting this data into post entity, let's go ahead and update implementation. So what we need to do, we receive an array for featured image column from UI form. This array has to be, we shouldn't pass array into a database. We are going to use a single field. It's a name of a file. So we have to check whether we have a featured image provided from image uploader, and image uploader provides an array of files, so it supports more than one. However, for our implementation of a featured image, we are going to use only single image. That's why we can refer to 0 index of an array. So we have to check whether we have a name of a file, and if we have in this array for featured image TMP name. TMP name in array allows us to assume that file has been successfully stored on a location we provided in the image temp upload. So using a TMP image uploader images plus. If we have an image, we can override featured image because we have the same name of a column, and we can provide a name of a file. Or else we have to unset featured image. Why am I'm setting featured image as a field from a form? Because this column in a database supports null, and if we don't provide featured image, it's we shouldn't provide empty string or something. It's better to set to null. And let's go ahead and test what we have, or check what data we provide from a UI form into our safe action controller. So in order to do this, let me update a post, and let me try to add featured image for this post. So if I hit save, we can see that we have additional array. So we have featured image array with index 0, and here we have name of a file as well as TMP name. So when we have name of a file and TMP name, we can assume that we have a file successfully stored on a server, and we can process this information and store it in a database. So let me remove this. Also, what I would like to add here. In one of the previous videos in comments, someone wrote that updated add doesn't work. So when we have dbschema.xml, update time column, it does not update on update. So when we update entity, it doesn't update. However, everything is set correctly. The reason for this is because update time, when we send it or set it for our post entity, should equal to null. In this way, database will update this column with correct value. So let me refresh my post submission. And as we can see, we have modified date updated correctly. And if we will navigate to a database, for this post one, we have featured image pre-populated with image name. But there is one thing. When we store that featured image in a database, when it loads back to UI form, it has only a name of a file. There is no information about URL, about path to that file, about size, type, and so on. So this information is additional information that has to be provided for UI form. And as you can notice, we even don't have this featured image rendered in UI form because it expects different data. So instead of a string, we have to provide an array of 4 elements. So for this, we're going to update data provider class and provide all necessary information for the UI form. Let's open data provider. It's located under model post data provider.php, and here inside get data method, let's do echo pre and var dump post get data. just to see what are we getting back from database. As we can see, we have featured image. It's a string loaded from database successfully. That's fine. However, we need different format. And in order to fix it, let's put or assign data of a post into post data variable, and let's have an image, featured image, and let's change assignment of post data to use our variable, post data variable, because here we need to do some modifications. Post data featured image should equal to null, just to be sure that we can use an array. Then we have to refer to 0 index, assuming that we have only one image. And here we have to provide 4 additional fields: URL of an image, name of an image, so its original name from the database, size, and type. For the name, we can go ahead and just reuse image name like blog.jpg and use it as is. But for URL, size, and type, we have to include additional dependencies in order to, with the help of those dependencies, to generate URL that points to media directory, size of an image, and type of an image. So let's start with URL. In order to prepare a URL of an image, we have to have a dependency imported, and this dependency is, let's go ahead and add store manager interface as a dependency. And here we are going to use base URL. So we have reference to a base URL. Store manager get store, and we're going to use current store. And get base URL. And here we have to provide constant URL interface, URL type media. So it's a base URL for media folder. Also, as of now, I'm going to copy image path from image temp upload.php from a controller and paste it in a save controller or in data provider. It just for implementation purposes, we are likely to refactor this logic in a way that we will introduce additional config interface that we will be using across different PHP classes in order to provide a base URL for post, image path, and other parameters that are required for us to use featured image for a post. So as of now, let's just have this image path copied into data provider getData method. Next, we need to have full image path. And for this, we need to have additional dependency, media directory. And here we can use get absolute path. And we can get, let's rename image dir. So it's a path to our directory on a server. And then we also have to provide a name of our image. So we have full image path variable ready to be used. Let's add additional dependency called file system. File system, and we have to add private read interface for a directory, read media directory. Let me import class. Similar to what we've had for media directory here, however, in the image temp upload we were using write interface, and for data provider we use read interface. The difference is that we just need to read from the directory. We don't need to write into the directory. That's why we are using a read interface. And media directory equals file system get directory read, and here we are going to use directory list Let me import it. Directory list. One of the comments from a previous video was that constant media is not found. That's because we have to use a different namespace, and this namespace is a Magento Framework app file system directory list, because PHP Storm can provide you just Magento Framework file system without this app, and it's two different interfaces. And in this directory list interface, we do have a media constant that can be used for our get directory read method. Alright, so we have media directory get absolute path, and we have a full image path that we can use for yet another dependencies. It's called stat. That is not a dependency, it's a call of a method from media directory, and we can use stat, and we can provide full image path. So media directory knows where to read stat for a file. And here, once we have stat, we can use size from that array and provide it into our size key. By the way, let's provide image URL. It's equals base image URL image dir plus / image name, so we can have image URL. And let's provide this image URL here. Finally, we need to have a dependency. It's a very interesting dependency called mime. It's a class that is deprecated a few times. However, I found a way, and a PHP class that can be used for our purposes. This class is called mime, if I'm reading it correctly. If not, leave me a comment below this video. How should I read it? And this class will allow us to use get mime type and pass of an image, full image pass. And in this way, by providing 4 parameters of a featured image, we can prepare data for image uploader or for preview of our image when we show UI form. And as a result, we can see our image rendered, and this image is a name of an image provided from a database, and location of this image is prepared inside data provider. So we can see this featured image. And it concludes our implementation of how to create a featured image or use image uploader, store image file name in a database table, and render it on UI form. So we can see that we actually uploaded image successfully. Obviously, the next step would be to use that image and refactor code a little bit in order to have some config interface, and use that config interface for further implementation on a storefront and rendering this image in a list of posts. So make sure to subscribe to not miss the upcoming tutorials for this implementation. I will see you in the next one. Bye.